indoors all day, on and off, apart from taking Max out this morning and this afternoon. And this afternoon I couldn't take pictures of around the Rochester Riverside because my phone is broken. It's broken. This one is I'm just using it to record videos on, and the charge goes very quickly, so if I take it outside the phone dies. I've got no phone to call anybody out with. So for the past 2 days now I've had no phone in an emergency. I've got no phone, I've got no landline, and I've got no mobile phone. 2 days. My mum has not spoken to me since last week. That's a whole week. I tried to ring her yesterday. She could hear me, but she couldn't hear me. I could hear her, she couldn't hear me. The phone is now completely dead. It's gone, it's packed in, it's not working. I've got no phone at all to phone anyone out with. Now, yesterday we had police officers down the road, parked opposite, 2 women, all dressed up and fancy. Just now, there were 2 male police officers laughing, 2 men, young chaps, jolly looking chaps, come into my block of flats, come into this block of flats, stayed in it for about 5 minutes, came down and left. They were sat in the car for about 15 minutes and they drove off. So that's 2 days in a row we've had police park opposite my flat. Not coming for me. I don't expect anyone to come in for me. I'm an adult. I haven't got a phone. My phone is bust. And my mum isn't bothered. She's not bothered. Like everything in my mum's life, I think she thinks it's a joke and I'm mucking about. I'm not. My phone is completely bust. I've got no phone to phone out with. I've got no landline phone. If there's an emergency on the field, I will go into the co-op. It's open till 10 o'clock this evening. But if anything happens to me on the field, I've got no phone whatsoever. I will rectify that shortly, but it's finances, isn't it, getting another phone, and then you've got to top it up. But my mum thinks everything's a joke. She thinks it's funny. I can't magic a phone out of thin air. Even if I did have money, I've got to wait for it to arrive. I shall get it sorted. The doctor can't get hold of me. It's alright, they're screaming upstairs. It sounds like they're wrecking the ceiling. The police were parked opposite laughing. They were laughing in the car. They're screaming upstairs. Fortunately, they've been at school today. They get a bit boisterous and start throwing things. It sounds like they're screaming at the moment. I've shut the windows in case somebody starts smoking drugs. All the windows are shut, but I've had most of the day relatively free from, you can hear them yelling and running across the ceiling, but I mean, it's just, I just find it strange that the police sit in a car and laugh. A car goes round this corner with KRO, Crow, and he's got a Jack Jones top on. What does Jack Jones mean? On your Jack Jones, you're on your own. So he's now wearing a top with Jack Jones on it, which means you're on your own, you're on your Jack Jones. I don't care. I like being on my Jack Jones. So I just find it 2 days in a row the police have been parked opposite, and these 2 blokes came into my block of flats. And it must have been an amusement what they were called out for, because they were laughing, smiling. I've been watching Lemony Snicket's, a series of unfortunate events with Jim Carrey on. Alexa, what's the time?
It's 5:37 p.m.
Right, so he's got his kids up there full time now. I made a complaint to the housing saying that they were coming over at the weekends creating a load of noise. Now they're full time. We've got the weed smoking, and you know, it's like taking the piss. But I really don't care. At least they go to school sometimes. So it's just a joke. It's an absolute bloody joke. It really is. It's a diary repeating itself. I'll just read you another bit of it, where I wrote about these kids in 2021 and Hyde House, and I still don't care. Right, God, just the stamping. Right, they were quiet yesterday. I don't know what they've gone off. They were relatively quiet. Everybody thinks that I'm going to get angry, you know, like in the diary, get cross and throw things, like it's some sort of show and a stage, but actually stress kills people, and it makes them feel highly unwell. When was this? I think this was on August 2021. My neighbour has parked right down the end near where the builders start working in the morning. He's got a black Wrangler top on and beige shorts. Loud footsteps on the ceiling. Bin store slams loudly. My neighbour coughs, keeping calm. Shut the noise out. Then I start getting messages. Hello, gorgeous. Takeaway delivered to opposite flats, guy in a silver car. Start to feel a bit annoyed, not really angry though. Text stopped at 10:36 when takeaway arrives. I'm full up, I've eaten. Text start again. More coughing from my neighbour. They say they can make me happy. Well, this isn't making me happy. It's making me lonely, pissed off, and I'm fed up. There you are. Going through the diary, I don't really write it now. All my neighbour seems to do is sit on the balcony coughing, and I can smell weed. That was last year. So nobody cares. So when several people laughed at me and went, nobody cares, they don't. They don't, absolutely don't. Oh, the screaming. They were quiet yesterday. Perhaps, I don't know what, I think the police car set them off. We'll have a quick look outside. The police car was parked where this red one is. Also, we have a guy in the building that's got a red car. He's a bald head and he's extremely large. And he looks exactly like the Bolivian guy that came out to Lansdowne Court that keeps texting me on WhatsApp that he'd like to come round and keep me company. And then sometimes the guy parks outside my window and he's got a very thin girlfriend with dark hair, and he's got a dog like Max, a little tiny toy dog.